Hello, fifth graders, and welcome to week 6 of remote learning, which is our final week of remote learning, and this is our math lesson. Today's focus question for our math lesson is, how do you locate points on a grid? So our goal for today's math lesson is that you will learn how to graph ordered pairs on a coordinate plane. As you know, we will use this Edpuzzle video as our visual learning bridge. So let's practice graphing some ordered pairs on a coordinate plane.
To begin our math lesson, we are going to discuss a few important vocabulary words to help prepare us for this lesson. The first term we're going to discuss is one that you actually already know, and one that you've practiced with for many years now, and that term is number line. A number line represents positive numbers when you move to the right, and negative numbers when you move to the left. There are usually marks to indicate the different numbers along a number line. So for example, if we have this number line here, I could move 2 spaces to the right, and this would be 0.2. Or maybe I want to move to the left. Let's say I move 3 spaces to the left, this would be -3. So a number line allows us to move left and right and plot different points. However, you can't move the points up or down on a number line. You can only go left and right. So today we're going to explore a way that allows us to go left and right, but also up and down. The tool we're going to use today that will allow us to move points to the left and right and up and down is called a coordinate plane. A coordinate plane has a horizontal number line and a vertical number line. So it's just like the number line we looked at before, but before it only went left and right horizontally. A coordinate plane just takes another number line and puts it into the grid vertically. This will allow us to move our points left and right, but also up and down. So when we just had the number line, all we could do was go left or right. But this coordinate plane that now has a vertical number line will allow us to go left and right, but also up and down. The lines divide this plane into 4 separate quadrants. The next vocabulary word we need to discuss is origin. The origin of a coordinate plane is where 2 number lines intersect. They always intersect at 0. So if you recall from our angle unit, we discussed the word intersect. Intersect is where 2 lines meet. So if we have our horizontal number line and our vertical number line, these 2 number lines intersect or meet right here. And that is 0. As you can see, it's starting at exactly 0, whether you're going up or down or left or right. So the origin of a coordinate plane is always going to be 0. The next idea that we need to discuss are coordinate plane axes. So far, I have been referring to these as number lines. And in specific, I've been referring to them as horizontal number lines and vertical number lines. But when it comes to a coordinate plane, they actually get a special vocabulary term. So the horizontal number line is actually called the x-axis, and the vertical number line is actually called the y-axis. So you'll need to know that the horizontal line is referred to the x-axis, and the vertical number line is referred to the y-axis when it comes to graphing points on a coordinate plane. So we'll need to know these terms to properly point the plots in the correct spot. The next term we're going to discuss is ordered pair. You can describe and locate any point of the coordinate plane using an ordered pair. So using ordered pairs today, we are going to be able to properly label an exact point on a coordinate plane. So this is a very important vocabulary term that we will need to understand. Ordered pairs are a pair of numbers that are always listed in the same order. So here's the order. The x-coordinate always comes first. The y-coordinate always comes second. So the x-coordinate is first, the y-coordinate is second. So it's typically written this way. There are two parentheses, and inside the x-coordinate comes first, and then the y-coordinate. So typically it won't be written with letters, it will be written with numbers. So here are a few examples. So again, inside the parentheses, we will have the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. So with this one, we would write it as, we have parentheses, 3, a comma, and 5. Remember, the x-coordinate's first, the y-coordinate's second. So that means 3 is the x-coordinate and 5 is the y-coordinate. Let's look at another example. So again, inside parentheses, 2, comma, 4. So 2 is the x-coordinate, 4 is the y-coordinate. And let's look at one more example. Again, inside parentheses, this time there's a negative number mixed in there. Negative 3, comma, 2. So negative 3 is the x-coordinate, 2 is the y-coordinate. So it's always written in that order. So you have the parentheses, the two coordinates are separated with a comma, the x-coordinate is the one that always comes first, and the y-coordinate is the one that always comes second. So how do you plot an ordered pair? So we've discussed all of these terms, but how do you plot an ordered pair on a coordinate plane? Well, the first number in an ordered pair, the x-coordinate, like we talked about, identifies the distance left or right from the origin. The second number in an ordered pair, the y-coordinate, identifies the distance up or down from the origin. The two work together to identify a specific spot on the coordinate plane. So you can think of ordered pairs are kind of like a set of instructions. They're telling us how far left or right to go on the x-axis and how far up and down to go on the y-axis. So when we have a coordinate plane, we will be working with ordered pairs, and again, the x-axis number will tell us how far left to go or how far right to go. And the y-coordinate will tell us how far up to go or how far down to go. So the ordered pairs are telling us, they're giving us instructions on which direction we need to go to properly point an exact point within this coordinate plane. I think this will all start making more sense once you've seen me solve a few problems and actually plotting some points on a coordinate plane. So to begin, I'm just going to walk you through a few examples, and then I'll get you involved in solving some problems with me. So here's the first example problem. It says, plot the point 3, 2. As you remember, the first number is always the x-coordinate. The second number is always the y-coordinate. So this will tell me where I need to go on the x-axis. This will tell me where I need to go on the y-axis. So I'm going to start with the x-axis. So this is a 3. And notice it's a positive 3. It's not a negative 3. And just remember, the x-axis is always left and right, just like a normal number line. And because it's a positive 3, I don't want to jump over on this side because these are negative numbers. I want to stay on the positive numbers. So what I'm going to do is find the number 3. So 1, 2, 3, right here. Now I'm not going to mark it yet because I know that there are 2 points with this ordered pair, not just one. But I did find my first one, 3. Now, the next number in our ordered pair is 2. That's our y-coordinate. That's where we need to go on the y-axis. And notice it's a positive 2. So I don't want to come down because that will get me into the negative numbers. I'm going to want to go up, and I want to go up 2. So here we go. 1, 2. Now I don't want to put a mark here and a mark here because that's 2 separate points. This is just supposed to be 1 point, 3, 2. So I went over 3, I went up 2. So now what I'm going to do is see where the 2 meet. So I'll stay here on this 3, stay here on this 2, but I'm just going to go across until they meet. Ready? Right there. So I am going to put a little mark there to show that that is point 3, 2. And then to properly label this, other than just with a dot, I will label it as an ordered pair. So I'll use my parentheses, 3, which is the x-axis, and then 2, which is the y-axis, and put it in parentheses. So that is showing that that is point 3, 2. All right, I'm going to walk you through another problem. So this time it says plot the point 5, 4. So the first point or number is my x-coordinate. The second number is the y-coordinate. So I'm going to start with the first one, my x-coordinate, and that is a positive 5. So I'm going to go to my x-axis, and I need to find positive 5. So it's in this direction. We don't want to work with the negatives. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here. Next, I need to focus on the y-coordinate, which is a positive 4. Y-coordinates go up and down. So I don't want to go into the negatives because it is a positive number, positive 4. So we will go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to cross until the 2 intersect, which is right here. So that's where I'm going to want to put my little point to show that that is point 5, 4. And then we will properly label it as an ordered pair. So I'll use my parentheses, 5 for my x-coordinate and 4 for my y-coordinate to show that that is point 5, 4. All right, let's try another one, but this time it's going to involve a negative number since we haven't looked at one of those yet. So this problem says to plot the point negative 4, 3. So I'm going to start with the x-coordinate and then I'll work with the y-coordinate. So the x-coordinate is negative 4. So I'll go to my x-axis here. But this time I don't want to go to the positives, I want to go to the negatives, and I want to find negative 4. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, right here. Okay, next I'll go to my y-coordinate, which is a positive 3. So I don't want to go down because that will get me into the negatives. I want positive 3. So I need to go up 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, now I will move my fingers until I find where the 2 intersect, which is right there. So again, I will put my point there to show that that is where the 2 intersect. And then to properly label this, I will write it as an ordered pair. So I will put my parentheses, and I'll begin by writing negative 4, which was my x-coordinate, and then a comma, and then my y-coordinate, which was positive 3. So that would be point negative 4, 3. All right, let's see another example, but this time it's going to involve 2 negative numbers. So for this one, it says, plot the point negative 3, negative 3. So we'll start with the x-coordinate, and then we'll work with the y-coordinate. So the x-coordinate is negative 3. So I'll go to my x-axis here. I don't want to go to the right because these are all positive numbers, and I want negative 3. So I'm going to go over to the negative 3. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Right here. All right, our next would be the y-coordinate, which is also negative 3. But I need to look at the y-axis for this one. Now I don't want to go up because these are positive numbers. I'm going to want to go down so that I can find negative 3. So here we go. This would be negative 1, although it's labeled upwards a little bit. Negative 2, negative 3. Okay, so now I'm going to want to go over until my 2 fingers intersect, which would be right there. So I will mark it with a dot there, and then I will label it as an ordered pair. So parentheses, negative 3 for my x-coordinate, comma, negative 3 for my y-coordinate. So that would be point negative 3, negative 3. So far, all of the examples we have seen have given us a specific ordered pair, and we needed to plot it on a coordinate plane. Sometimes, though, the points are already there for us, and they give them a special name with a letter like A or B or C, you name it. But what they want is they want to know specifically what is that point's ordered pair. So let's try a few example problems that way. So this one says, name the ordered pair for point A. Well, here's point A, but we need to name the ordered pair for it. We don't want to just call it point A. We want to be specific. So the ordered pair, I need to find the x-axis and then the y-axis coordinate. So here we go. Let's start with the x-axis. So x-axis goes left and right. So I can see it's over in the positive, so I'll count how far it goes over. Ready? 1, 2. You could even see that it goes down straight to the 2. So I know when you're writing ordered pairs that you always list the x coordinate first, which was 2, right? You can see that that was a 2. Next, we need to list the y coordinate, and that's how far up or down it went, and I can tell it was going up. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, and you can see that even if you were going to go straight across, that it hits the number 3. So the y coordinate is 3. So that point's ordered pair is 2, 3. All right, let's try another one just like that one, but this time it says name the ordered pair for point R. Again, it doesn't really matter what the variable is. They can get all different letters labeled in different ways, but still we just want to focus on the ordered pair for this point R, okay? So I'm going to need to find the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. I'll start with the x-coordinate, which is on our x-axis. I can tell my point went over in this direction, so it's going to be a negative number this time. So let's see, if I go up to my point and I go straight down, I can see that it was -3. So with ordered pairs, we'll start with our parentheses, and I will list that x-coordinate, which was -3. And then a comma. Next will be my y-coordinate, how far up or down it went. Well, it wasn't downward, right? So we're going to look up. If I take my point and I just go straight across until I hit that y-axis, that hits at the point 5. So then I would list that for my y-coordinate. So that means the ordered pair for point R is -3, 5. Now that you've seen me solve quite a few problems, I think you're ready. So here's your problem to try out. It says, name the ordered pair for point B. So here's point B. So you will need to find its ordered pair. So try that out, and then we'll see how you do. All right, so let's check your work. So to begin, we're going to need to find the x-coordinate, and we will find that on the x-axis. So if I go to my point and I go straight down, I can see that that hits at 1. So the x-coordinate, which always comes first, is 1. Then we'll separate it with a comma. Now we need to find the y-coordinate, which is how far up or down it went. So we will go take our point and go straight across until we hit the y-axis, which is 0.3. So that means the ordered pair for point B was 1, 3. All right, let's have you try another one so that you get really good at this. So the next problem says, name the ordered pair for point C. So here's point C. You'll need to find its ordered pair, and then we'll check your work. Okay, let's see how you did. So to find the ordered pair, we'll need to find the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. So the x-coordinate I will find on the x-axis. So here we go. I'll take my point. I'll go straight down until I hit that x-axis, which is right here. That means the x-coordinate is -3. So I'll write that in parentheses since the x-coordinate always comes first. Next, I'll need to find the y-coordinate, which will be found on the y-axis. So I'll take my point, go straight across until I hit the y-axis, which is 3. And that's a +3. So that means the ordered pair for point C would be -3, 3. All right, your next problem says name the ordered pair for point D. So here's point D. You'll want to name the ordered pair for point D. Let's check your work. So we'll need to find the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. So here we go. So I'll start with the x-coordinate, which is going to be found on the x-axis. So I'll go to my point, and I will go up until I hit that x-axis. So here we go, straight up. And that is -2. That means the x-coordinate, which always comes first, is -2. Now I'll find the y-coordinate. So that means I'll go until I hit the y-axis. So if I take my point and go straight across, that hits right there. which is negative, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just wanted to be sure, which you might want to do that too if you're confused about what numbers. Just count the points down, right? This would be negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4. So that means the ordered pair for point D is negative 2, negative 4. All right, here is your final problem. Name the ordered pair for point S. So here's point S. Find the ordered pair and then we will check your work. Okay, let's see how you did. So for the ordered pair, we need to find the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. I will start with the x-coordinate, which will be found on the x-axis. So I'll go to my point and I will go up until I hit that x-axis. So here we go. I'm going to go up and that hits at 0.4. So as an ordered pair, we always list that first. And notice it was a positive 4. All right, and then a comma. Next will be my y-coordinate. So I'll need to go straight across until I hit the y-axis. So here we go. And that hits at, remember if you're confused about the number, you can always count 1, 2, 3. So it hits at negative 3. So that means the ordered pair for point S is 4, negative 3.
All right, fifth graders, that is it for our week 6 remote learning math lesson and how you would graph an ordered pair on a coordinate plane. So you will now log into Seesaw to complete your activity to show me that you've got the hang of graphing ordered pairs on coordinate planes. So good luck and have fun.